Right, okay, we're back for more of me losing.
Spirit.
Except not really. We started in media. Oh, I started in media res. I figured I would finish that fight first.
You do that. Ah, there we go. And I should turn the sound down. Because, holy crap, sound is going on my end. It really shouldn't be. There we go.
Right, okay. Should I? I'm trying to decide if I should do a voice for Valdo.
It would just be like...
But
the
he's
entire time. It's probably not.
But he's clearly speaking.
Except he doesn't ever speak at any point in any game, in any appearance he's ever had. So yeah.
Well, except for like these one or two lines he does.
Yes, the only the only time he's ever actually said a line was in written written stuff, which makes me wonder, like, does he ever actually talk?
Well, apparently he's capable of it.
Yeah, I don't think he can actually talk. I think they're trying to stretch him a little bit. I think what he actually said is
translated from Wheezy Breathanese.
yes.
The Guardian didn't even make a death cry as Cervantes finished him off. After a couple of moans, he stopped moving completely. And Cervantes was like, wow, this seems kind of familiar. The sight of a dead Valdo caused Cervantes to chuckle with laughter. Redundantly, even. Verti, he cried out. God damn it, accent, like, my accent went just out the window entirely. Here I have the swords you and your servant have been looking for. Ha 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 ha. Taking the sickle weapon's serpent's tongue with him, Cervantes left the island. Look at this, it's a 2-page spread and everything.
Roll that wonderful sword footage.
Right, gonna save so I don't have to do that shit again.
That seems like a good idea.
And then I get to go back to Spain. Oh yeah, that's right. I have all those mailbag questions that you have to answer too. Because me and
Wait,
Matt,
what?
I had a shitload of mail. Well, I've been for the last few episodes. I've been doing a Radical Bromance Mailbag edition. So I've had
really?
I have a shitload of questions that people have been asking.
Oh, really? But somebody had a question for me?
Well, I think it was more for all of us.
Oh, okay.
So,
what was the question?
Well, the first one is AAA or indie.
Good games. Period.
Well, that was quick. Next question: console or PC?
Good games. Period. Though mostly console because my PC's busted right now.
And did you watch Jessica Jones yet? What did you think?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see Defenders.
I'm more looking forward to Luke Cage. I mean, I like Jessica Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I like Jessica Jones, but it's like, I'm kind of tired of superhero shows not really doing the superhero thing.
Yeah, well, you might as well get used to that. I think Daredevil might be the only one in that group that actually has a costume.
Well, Iron Fist probably will.
Yeah, but it probably won't be a costume in the conventional sense.
And Luke Cage, because he doesn't really wear a costume.
No, he wears the yellow shirt. That's his costume.
Unless they give him the tiara.
No, he hasn't worn that tiara in, like, ever.
I would laugh if they did, if they referenced it somehow.
God. No, the closest thing they've given him to a costume is, I think when he was with the Mighty Avengers, he wore a yellow shirt and he had like these gauntlets and these battle pants, and that was pretty much all he had.
Didn't he have a costume?
That's the closest.
I thought he had a costume on the Secret Avengers too.
That's what I'm talking about.
During Civil War.
Oh wait, no, that was he just wore a yellow shirt and black pants. That's like when they can't figure out what else for him to wear, that's what he wears. But the yellow shirt is always iconic.
Maybe they'll reference the tiara by just having him get knocked into like a building or something, and a piece of metal will be wrapped around his head.
Yeah, or around his waist. At one point, he wore a belt that was shaped like his tiara. That was the '90s phase where he was the comic was just called Cage, and that was it. I never actually read that comic.
I feel like they might give Iron Fist like maybe his later costume, the white one.
That seems logical.
Although
I think the white and gold works better than the green and gold, personally.
I'd still laugh if they gave him like the fucking high ass popped collar
and the elf shoes,
the
kung fu shoes,
the kempo shoes.
Yes.
And the capri pants.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, next question is Bro versus Bro coming back? Yes.
Pretty sure we've already done some that you haven't gotten to yet.
Oh, the Street Fighter 3 stuff?
Oh yeah, didn't you say there was a problem with that?
Yeah, the audio was not synced, and the audio was just messed up.
We may have to try that, like, not as a stream at some point.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, we are definitely going to do that again.
Do you have anybody special in your life, Striker? That's an actual question. I am a lone wolf.
What a strange question. I'm a lone wolf.
I was going to reference the song, but then, like, it left me. I think I was thinking of Hungry Like the Wolf again.
You know, that song found its way into a playlist of mine recently.
Duran.
That's the one I gamed on lately.
Alright, next question is, what is your favorite RPG?
My favorite RPG? Actually, hang on. Let me turn off this buzzing thing.
What, I thought that was like your dryer. That's what I...
Try that again?
I thought that was your dryer going off or something.
No, that was my heater going off.
Oh.
Favorite RPG? That's a tough one. There's a lot of them.
Well, you think about that. Cervantes returned to the Spanish port town he had loved so much. The anchored Adrian lay waiting for his return. Evil energy filled the air, but no one was around to sense it. Cervantes had let the swords be his guide as he traveled the world, but now the wicked swords were calling him home to Spain. It looked like some hot-souled men were searching for him.
Hot-souled men?
Or I shall gladly take all their burning souls. Beat the crap out of everybody. Are you really going to make me press start and crash the game? Oh, wait, no. I wasn't clicked on it. That's why. I was like, oh shit, really? Really?
I still don't understand why pressing start would crash the game. Like, why that specific thing would happen. It's really weird.
I don't get it either. This also does not look like a hot-blooded man.
No, it doesn't.
Anyway, for your favorite RPG.
Favorite RPG. Like I said, that's a tough call. Because there's a lot of them. I think the one that I probably played the most, I guess I would say that would probably make it my favorite one, is probably Neverwinter Nights. The very first one. And that series that kind of went around it. Never finished, or really got very far in 2, but the first one.
You mean like the whole plague one?
Huh?
The one with the plague and everything?
Well, when I say Neverwinter Nights, I'm talking about that entire series. Like, there was that one, the one with the plague, and then, which, by the way, I think was only, like, part of the story. Like, there was a whole set of things around that.
I thought it was, like, the first campaign.
The first act of the very first game,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the game was about defeating some ancient evil. And then they had, oh shit, what was the second one? There were 2 expansions to it in any case.
Hordes of the Underdark and
that was the third one.
I forget what the second one was called.
Yeah, me too. I can't for the life of me remember what.
It's funny because I own it. I own Neverwinter Nights Diamond Edition, but basically.
Oh yeah, me too. That's the one I got. I got Infinite Dungeons also. I had a lot of fun with that. Basically, it was pretty much literally an infinite dungeon. Like you were basically going into this dungeon with this wizard who always the layouts of his dungeon. So every time you went in, you would get a completely different experience. It was slow as shit though, because the game literally had to rebuild the game every time you went to another area. But
it's sort of like how the original Ridge Racer loaded entirely to the RAM on the PlayStation. So you could take out the disc and play different music.
You can play Galaga.
Well, you could do that in Tekken as well.
Oh yeah. Wait, I think wasn't I think Ridge Racer might have been Galaxian instead. I don't think it was Galaga. Remember, one of them was Galaga, one was Galaxian.
All I remember is that if really, I got all the way to the end of that list.
You beefed it.
Fucking Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I remember, if you got a perfect in while you're playing Galaga and Tekken, you unlocked Devil Kazuya before that was even really a thing.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
I didn't know about it for years. Alright, what's the next question?
Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna say I kind of split, because unlike Neverwinter Nights, but I also am a big fan of Mass Effect. People are gonna hate hearing me say that, but I like them all three, flaws and all.
Now people are just gonna be mad that you like Mass Effect 3.
Flaws and all. I'm not gonna say it was a perfect game. There were definitely problems.
Especially gameplay-wise, the first one especially.
Yeah. Holy crap, that game was a slog. And by the way, I was starting a stream of that game when my computer died. I am gonna finish that once I get that straight. Or I might just start over. Who knows? Let's see. Shadows of Undrentide. That was the second. Second Neverwinter Nights expansion. It was gonna drive me nuts. I had to look it up. But yeah, Mass Effect is a game that I kept playing it over and over again. Made new characters, came up with whole nother. I basically created characters with their own little subtext and everything, and it was fun just kind of seeing how those paths played out.
Yeah, I ended up. I replayed Mass Effect more times than it was really necessary. And I hate, and the first game is really a serious slog too, so I don't know why I did it.
But here's my secret. I got to the point where while I would sometimes still play for the first game, I played it on PC, so I cheated the hell out of it to get to the second game. I would just set up whatever variables I wanted for from the first game and just kind of roll with that. Because the first game is a slog. I like it, but I don't think that I would want to play it 4 or 5 times in a row.
And then there was me, a console peasant who just played through it 6 times.
Because you're a masochist.
Yep.
Let's see.
Mistakes
were
made.
I think I'm going to have to stick with Mass Effect. That took me a minute. I didn't even think. It's tough for me for any genre or any game to really narrow it down to one, because I'm not the kind of person. I don't like to play favorites.
It's true, he doesn't.
Nope. I'm more liable to come up with a top 3 than I am an actual, an all-time favorite.
Okay, next question is, what is your favorite Metroidvania?
My favorite Metroidvania. Hmm. My actual repertoire of those games is kind of thin, but of all the ones that I've played, and here we go again with me not being able to pick one. It's between I'd say either Metroid Fusion or what was that other game? The first DS, or no, the second DS, the one on with the characters switching, Castlevania game with character switching. Portrait of Ruin, wasn't it?
Surprisingly, that was Matt's choice too.
That was a good game. Like, there was a lot to it.
Get out of here, Juan.
But then there's Rogue Legacy, which I uploaded. I did a stream of that one.
For some reason, like every time I hear Rogue Legacy, I think of Rogue Galaxy.
Yeah, that's. I had to struggle not to say that.
Which is like these games are completely different.
Yes, they're like not even in the same league.
Well, I don't know about not in the same league, but they're very different games.
Yes, very different types of games.
Hey, I did it.
The grueling battle ends with the victory of Cervantes. You win.
Yeah, I liked Portrait of Ruin.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan of like the anime style of it, but well, whatever.
Yeah, the art in that game was kind of crap.
Because they were trying to attract the young hip crowd rather than basically the young hip crowd with what was it Yamane? Yeah, Yamane Kojima.
Oh, really? That was entirely different. Of course it was. The other thing that I liked about it was that they had some clever uses for, like when you got the Vampire Sisters, they had some clever uses for the stylus.
Yeah.
Like you actually did things with it. That was one of the few games I remember early on in the DS's lifespan where they actually tried to use stuff.
And use it well.
Right, exactly. So, they just they did a good job with that. I think the only other game to be more gimmicky with the DS stuff, and I do mean gimmicky, is Phantom Hourglass.
Soul Edge took their souls, each and every one of them, not even leaving destroyed husk behind. That's not how taking souls works, but whatever. Cervantes felt that he was regaining himself the more souls he took, but he realized in horror what he had become. Must I follow the will of this cursed sword? No, I will finally become its master. Cervantes had regained control. If he is to survive, he must destroy the wicked Soul Edge who has controlled his body for so long. Time and space warped as the two met for a decisive battle. Guys.
Versus Soul Edge. Versus Soul Edge.
And then he was like, I'm going to fight the swords for some...
I can't even see it, and I already know what it looks like, so...
Wow.
Or what it sounds like.
That's a pretty good jump.
Yeah, it's actually getting worse. But I basically combat it by resetting it every now and then. So.
Well, I meant like sword attributes.
Oh.
But then again, you start with Soul Edge, so... Well, so much for
I just
that.
think it's funny that, I just always thought it was funny when you got a Soul Edge weapon, and the stats are just like... Yeah, just fluctuating all over the place.
Like that.
Like, I don't know whether that means that the character's weapon is actually stronger, or does it mean that it's actually unpredictable?
I think it's actually just, it fluctuates every fight.
Man, that doesn't sound like a good deal at all.
Because it's not.
No, it's not. I don't think I want those swords, but then I don't think anybody who is actually searching for it is aware that it's like that.
Well, not until after the first game. And then everybody knows.
And people still look for it anyway.
Yep, shut up, phone.
Next time on Radical Bromance, the beeper defeats Alex.
Probably. Well, the beeper, no. I thought we were talking about Soul Edge.
Yep.